You ever feel that tension? You know the one, the pull between the slow, steady path that you know works and that tempting shortcut promising to get you there right now. It's a battle we all face. Well, today we're diving into a 2,500-year-old story that feels like it was written for this exact moment. And it all really boils down to this one question, doesn't it? Why do we so often mistake the quickest way for the best way? I mean, that allure of speed is just so powerful. We see our goal, it's right there in front of us, and our first instinct is to find a straight line to it, completely ignoring the terrain and maybe even the warnings in between. So, this is the choice we're often facing, right? On one side, you've got the proven path. It's built on safety, discipline, and experience. And on the other side? Oh, that seductive shortcut. It's all about speed, impulse, and, well, a whole lot of hidden danger. It's a classic conflict, and an ancient fable just captures it perfectly. Okay, so let's get into that fable. We're going to go back 2,500 years to a story from Aesop, sometimes called the Willful Ass. And trust me, it's a sharp, to-the-point tale set on a really treacherous mountain pass, which is just the perfect metaphor for high-stakes decision-making. So here's how the story starts. You've got an ass being led down a very steep, winding mountain path by his master. Way down below, he can see his cozy stall, and to him, the path just seems ridiculously long. But the cliff right next to him, well, that looks like a straight shot down. So he just decides, you know what, my way is better. So just as the ass is about to take that leap of faith, his master, who really represents experience and reason here, grabs him by the tail. He's trying with all his might to pull him back to safety. But the ass? Oh, he digs in his heels, pulling even harder toward the cliff, absolutely convinced he knows best. And this is the tragic turning point. The master realizes he just can't save the beast from itself. The ass is fighting harder to fail than he ever fought to just follow the safe path. So, with a sigh, the master makes a choice. He lets go. And without that counterpressure, without the masteroid holding him back, the foolish ass just tumbles head over heels right down the mountainside. So what really just happened there? I mean, it's easy to write this off as simple stubbornness, but it's actually about a very specific kind of blindness, one that honestly we can all fall victim to. See, this fable is a lesson on what we call willfulness. And this is so much more than just being stubborn. It's that dangerous moment when our ego convinces us that our impulse, our desire for speed, is actually some kind of superior knowledge, especially when it goes against good advice. Let's really break down the mental mistakes that led to that fall. First, the ass saw his cozy stall, but he confused just seeing the goal with having a safe way to get there. Then, he saw his master's pull not as protection, but as a personal attack on his judgment. And most tragically of all, he completely forgot that once that protective hand let go, he was completely at the mercy of gravity. And this, of course, brings the question right back to us. In our own lives, who or what is our master? Is it a mentor? Is it a law or a regulation? Maybe it's just simple, cold, hard logic. And where are we pulling against it, convinced that our little shortcut over the cliff is the smarter move? So let's bring this into our world, because this ancient dynamic, it plays out every single day in some pretty high-stakes situations. Just think about it for a second. In our personal lives, it's the siren song of a get-rich-quick scheme versus the slow, steady discipline of saving and investing. Interpersonally, it's the quick satisfaction of firing off an angry text instead of the hard work of having a real conversation. And professionally, it's the temptation to cut corners for a quick win versus building something sustainable that's meant to last. This professional example is just a perfect illustration. You have an executive who wants to rush a product to market. They see their legal advisor, the master, as slow or old-fashioned for insisting on following the rules. The executive is the ass, seeing only the finish line. The advisor is the master, seeing the cliff. And we all know how this story usually ends, right? With a big financial or legal tumble. So, what's the solution here? What do we do? It's really all about reframing how we see restraint. It's about learning to listen to that tug on our tail. I want you to ask yourself this, seriously. Where is life, or maybe a person in your life, pulling you back to safety right now? Is it possible that what feels like an obstacle is actually a guardrail, the only thing keeping you from a serious fall? So, what did we learn here today? Well, lesson number 1, the quickest way is almost always the most expensive way to travel. That shortcut you're eyeing? Yeah, it comes with a hefty price tag. Lesson number 2, the person who seems to be holding you back might be the only one who actually sees the drop. That obstacle you're so annoyed with might just have a better vantage point. And this brings us to the most profound lesson of all. The master's greatest act of mercy is that tug on the tail, that attempt to save you from yourself. And his greatest act of judgment? It's simply letting you go. It's allowing you to face the natural, inevitable consequences of your own willfulness. So how can we apply this? How do we avoid being the ass? Well, try carrying these little mantras with you. Things like, I listen to the warnings of experience. I do not mistake a shortcut for a solution. I am humble enough to be corrected. And maybe the most important, I value the path over the precipice. We'll end with this final, really powerful thought. Let that lonely, disastrous tumble of the ass be your warning. That guiding hand might hold your tail for a time, but ultimately your own stubborn strength can force it to let go. So trust the hand that restrains your impulse, and never, ever choose a path that requires you to leap where you cannot possibly land.